Chen Bai floats in the endless void. Suddenly, a soft glow appears and a message forms in the air. He has cleared the 600th floor. All trials of the Abyssal Lords are now complete. The Abyss trial is over. His feet touch the ground below. He walks forward, still trying to believe it is real. In front of him stands a stone pillar with a glowing image hovering above it. It is the scroll of etherealization. The goal he has chased all this time. A mix of excitement and disbelief freezes him in place. He has fought through 600 brutal levels, defeated strong enemies, and risked everything just to reach this moment. He takes a few slow steps forward. As he gets closer, something strange begins to happen. Dark mana from every direction starts pulling toward the glowing scroll. The image begins to shift and grow solid, slowly taking its true form. Chen Bai keeps his eyes on the glowing scroll. The dark energy around it is still gathering, and it looks like the scroll will take more time to fully form. Seeing this, he decides to use the quiet moment to rest. His body is tired, and his mind needs a little space to breathe. He begins to think over everything that has happened. Nothing feels out of place. Even the time backtracking ability is still working just like before. This small detail brings him comfort. The world hasn't changed behind his back. He then turns his attention to the ring on his hand, the one given by Satan. His fingers slowly close around it. He runs his thumb over the surface, thinking that it's time. They are no longer inside the 600th floor. There is no reason to hold back anymore. In the next moment, a thick red smoke made of blood energy begins to rise from the ring. The air twists, and the smoke forms quickly. A sudden rush of sound cuts through the stillness as the shape of Satan appears, first as a shadow, then fully solid. The ground gives a soft tremble as he stands before Chen Bai. Satan wastes no time. He points toward the scroll that is still forming. His voice is full of pride. He explains that this scroll is not just a reward. It holds the authority of the Abyss. It is the scroll for a class transfer to become a sovereign of the Abyss. His gaze locks onto Chen Bai. The mood shifts. Satan speaks with a tone that sounds almost like respect. He says that Chen Bai's name will be remembered across the endless worlds. The trial he just finished is something even gods fear to attempt. Chen Bai listens carefully. But a part of him doesn't feel satisfied. He thinks back to their battle. He knows in his heart that he never truly defeated Satan. Everything feels like it went the way Satan planned it. Satan shakes his head and reminds him of one important thing. Just managing to defeat Mechantooth is already beyond most. That fight alone proves Chen Bai's strength. The words stay with him. Chen Bai begins to reflect again. A thought comes to mind. A piece of the puzzle falls into place. He now understands something clearly. The Lord of the 500th floor, Agarus, was never just another enemy. He was one of the minions of the Satan. Satan nods without hesitation. He confirms that Agarus is indeed one of his own, part of a group known as the 72 godly demons. Among them, Agarus holds the second position. This truth settles any doubt Chen Bai had. Now that the 600th level of the Abyss is behind them, Chen Bai looks at Satan and brings up their deal. He believes their cooperation should end here. But Satan raises his hand and disagrees. He says there is still one final step left. According to him, Chen Bai hasn't fully received the ring yet. More importantly, he hasn't unlocked the inheritance that waits for him deep in hell. Chen Bai hesitates. He asks if Satan truly plans to hand over these powers. Satan nods with confidence and speaks as if his word is a solid promise. He calls himself a devil with principles. But just when the moment seems calm, a sinister grin creeps onto his face. Satan's expression changes completely. His eyes gleam with malice. He claims that Chen Bai will receive the power, but not in the way he expected. His real plan is much darker. He intends to let Chen Bai's body receive the power, only so he can take control of it. He wants to use Chen Bai as a vessel and rise to the highest realm. Chen Bai's heart races. His mind flashes with realization. He has been tricked. Everything was a trap. Satan never meant to let him go. The real goal was to devour his soul and take over his body from the beginning. A heavy force begins pressing down on him. His chest tightens. The possession starts. His body shakes as Satan's power enters. Dark energy pours out from every direction. It wraps around Chen Bai like chains made of pure evil. The air becomes thick and suffocating. Satan's voice echoes, full of madness and joy. He declares his return, claiming the title of Abyss Sovereign. This is only the beginning. He plans to take over all the worlds once more. Chen Bai feels the change happening inside him. His eyes slowly begin to turn blood red. He struggles to hold on to himself. He can feel his soul slipping, leaving his body little by little. Everything feels wide open and exposed. Panic rises. He knows his defenses are gone. There is only one option left. Without wasting another second, Chen Bai calls on his most trusted power, the ability to backtrack time. He activates it, hoping to undo what has just begun. Chen Bai disappears before Satan can finish the possession. This leaves Satan in shock, and his eyes widen with disbelief. He cannot understand how a human soul just slipped from his grasp. This should not be possible. Confusion and rage build in him. His perfect plan has failed. In the blink of an eye, Chen Bai returns to an earlier moment. He finds himself once again at the point where he had just cleared the 600th floor. The world feels familiar. The dark stone, the glowing scroll, and the empty silence all greet him like echoes from a memory. This time, Satan is still sealed inside the ring. A small breath of relief escapes him. His soul feels untouched. Everything inside him is steady and calm. The hourglass of time linked to his soul has saved him. That bond has turned the tide. Satan's grip failed to reach through the barrier of time. He walks toward the forming scroll once more, his steps careful. His thoughts linger on what just happened. There is no proof that Satan is gone for good. It is possible that he has hidden himself again, waiting for a new chance. This uncertainty makes Chen Bai uneasy. He raises his hand and looks at the ring. It still sits quietly with no signs of life. He speaks softly, testing it, expecting Satan to answer. But no voice comes. No movement stirs. Only silence remains. He thinks hard about his next move. Trusting the silence would be a dangerous risk. The ring had always been the object Satan used to tie his soul to the living world. Leaving it intact could bring disaster later. His decision becomes clear. Holding the ring tightly in one hand, he turns his other hand into a sharp claw, preparing to crush the ring for good. But just before he can destroy it, something unexpected interrupts him. A magical screen appears in the air. It shows detailed information about the ring. The name, the powers, the conditions all appear clearly. It is called the King of Hell ring, connected to the demon Solomon. Right now, the ring's true power is locked away. Most of its strength is sealed by a shattered barrier. Only by collecting the souls of the 72 demon gods can the seal be lifted step by step. The ring offers boosts to all attributes. It holds a rare ability, the power to open a gate to hell. This portal can be used to travel back and forth, but only once every 10 days. However, most of its features remain out of reach, hidden behind missing souls. The message ends with a bold line. The ring is meant for the one who dares to sit upon the throne of the Hell King, but only if the lost powers are gathered once again. Chen Bai lets out a sigh. The ring in his hand, though filled with potential, is clearly broken and sealed. He sees it as a defective item. That thought makes the idea of destroying it easier to accept. His grip tightens as he prepares to crush it. But right at that moment, something surprising happens. A tiny version of Satan suddenly pops out of the ring, floating in the air like a little genie. His size is small, and his face carries a mix of panic and forced charm. He quickly tries to stop Chen Bai, calling for peace and asking to talk things through. Chen Bai lowers his hand slightly, surprised by the strange sight. His expression shows a mix of amusement and caution. The little Satan, still hovering above the ring, puts on a pleading face. He tries to appear friendly and respectful. With a deep bow in mid-air, the tiny demon begins speaking in a flattering tone. His words are full of praise. He calls Chen Bai the strongest and most respected person across all realms. He says Chen Bai's power is unmatched and that his name will echo through the universe. Then, with both hands pressed together and big, pleading eyes, he begs to be spared. Chen Bai does not look impressed. His expression turns cold. He reminds the little demon that flattery means nothing without trust. After everything, Satan has shown himself to be the kind of being who should never be trusted. The small Satan begins to sweat. He quickly speaks again, trying to explain. He says he has nothing to offer right now, not in his current state. But he insists that the inheritance he mentioned before, the one hidden in hell, is real. It was never a lie. Chen Bai crosses his arms. He calls it an empty promise, nothing more than a trick. The little demon panics even more. He points out that Chen Bai should be able to sense the truth in his words. He repeats again that the treasures are real, and Chen Bai will receive them. Hearing this, Chen Bai finally makes his decision. His voice becomes firm. He says that if he ever decides to collect those treasures, he will release Satan again. But until that day comes, the little demon will remain sealed away inside the storage bag. The tiny Satan puts on an innocent face, trying one last time to win sympathy. In a soft and hopeful tone, he asks if he can come along. He wants to stay close, clearly afraid of being locked away again. Chen Bai remains calm and answers firmly. He explains that only the inventory created by the will of the universe is completely secure. That place ensures no tricks can happen, no matter who or what is inside. The little demon has no choice in this matter. Without wasting more words, Chen Bai seals him away. The small Satan vanishes back into the ring, now stored deep inside the secure inventory. With that settled, Chen Bai turns back to the glowing scroll. The last bits of dark energy finally come together. The scroll floats gently in the air, solid and ready. A bright flash confirms the success. The system announces that the scroll is now fully his. It is the second SSS-ranked class transfer scroll he has received. The system then shows the full details. It is the Abyssal Overlord scroll. This class belongs to the deepest part of the abyss. It represents the end of all things. The scroll describes the abyss as a place filled with madness and endless violence. It is the dark heart of the universe, a place that eats away at everything. Even the gods stay away, and not even the will of the universe can reach its bottom. The scroll lists the class change requirements. The person must be at least level 10 and must have cleared the full abyss trial. Chen Bai meets both conditions. But he knows better than to trust everything completely. He thinks carefully. The regular inventory might not be as safe as it seems. Some things are better locked away together. He decides to place the scroll alongside the calamity of living beings, another dangerous item he carries. His next goal becomes clear. He just needs to summon Leto and complete the final quest. Once that is done, he will unlock the ability to switch between two powerful classes at the same time. Before we continue, if you have liked this recap, hit that like button as today's goal is 1,500 likes. Also, consider subscribing with the notification bell on to get notified as soon as a new video drops onto the channel. You can also join the channel to support me financially and watch videos before public release. Back to the story, Chen Bai is standing once again in the first layer of the abyss. The land around him is empty, dry, and lifeless. Dust drifts across the cracked ground under a gray sky. He takes a deep breath and pulls out the special coin given to him earlier, the one from Leto, the god of trade. This coin holds the power to summon Leto directly. Chen Bai lifts it up with a calm look in his eyes. He has no plans to leave the abyss yet. This place still holds value for him. So he chooses to call Leto right here, in the middle of this desolate layer. He tosses the coin to the ground. The instant it lands, a golden light bursts from it. A brilliant portal opens up from thin air. The light is warm and sharp, completely different from the dark surroundings. From the golden portal steps out Leto. His figure is tall and proud, wrapped in the glow of the trade god's authority. The brightness around him clashes with the gloom of the abyss. Leto looks around with a troubled face. He doesn't hide his dislike for the place. His voice rises, filled with annoyance. The abyss is far worse than hell in his opinion. Even though his trade guild has branches all across hell, this part of existence feels different. Demons here are too wild, too foolish. They don't understand business, don't honor deals, and don't know the value of negotiation. Chen Bai watches him quietly and comments on how much Leto seems to dislike this realm. Leto agrees without hesitation. He explains that no one but demons has any reason to enjoy this place. The air itself feels heavy, and everything about it seems empty of logic or order. Turning to Chen Bai, Leto gets straight to the point. He reminds him that the coin was meant to be used during the investment task. Its main purpose is tied to that mission. If Chen Bai used it for anything else, like asking for help, then he should be ready to pay a new price. He rubs his hands together with a mischievous smirk. The message is clear. If Chen Bai wants to summon him again, there will be a price to pay. Nothing comes free, not even from a god who deals in business. Chen Bai asks Leto. He wants to know if the contract and the rewards for completing the investment task are ready. This was part of their earlier agreement, and now it is time to see it through. Without delay, Leto pulls out a glowing silver scroll. The scroll shines with a smooth, magical light, showing that it has already been approved by the highest force, the will of the universe itself. Everything is official and ready. Leto explains that this scroll is meant to be handed over only if Chen Bai can collect 2 scrolls of the highest rank SS level. His tone shifts from calm to curious. He stares at Chen Bai with interest, wondering aloud if he could have really achieved such an impossible task. Chen Bai responds by taking out the first scroll. It is the one he earned from the plague world. The scroll glows with a red light, filled with a strange and dangerous power. The moment Leto sees it, his eyes widen with surprise. His hands come together in applause, clearly impressed. He recognizes the scroll at once. It holds the power of plague, a force both rare and destructive. He seems amused, even pleased, that Chen Bai found a class that fits his nature so well. But he doesn't stop there. His curiosity grows stronger. He quickly asks about the second scroll. Before Chen Bai can answer, Leto begins to connect the pieces. They are standing in the abyss. His face turns serious and his voice becomes uneasy. He begins to doubt his own thoughts but can't help speaking them aloud. He looks around the empty layer of the abyss, his gaze sharp and restless. He begins to realize what Chen Bai might have done. If the second scroll truly came from this place, then it must be the one scroll that even powerful beings like Satan had failed to claim. Fear and disbelief creep into his voice. No one, not even the most feared demon lords, has ever succeeded in obtaining that particular scroll. The idea that Chen Bai might have done it shakes him deeply. Chen Bai calmly takes out the second scroll, the one he just received from the depths of the abyss. His eyes glance toward Leto with a firm question. He wants to know if this is the scroll Leto had been talking about just moments ago. The moment Leto lays eyes on it, his body jolts in shock. His expression turns wild with disbelief. The scroll in front of him is no ordinary treasure. It is the legendary Abyss Overlord class scroll. His mouth falls open and his eyes shine with excitement. The name of the scroll spills from his lips in a mix of awe and desire. Then something strange happens. Another figure appears behind Leto. It looks exactly like him, but its face carries a darker expression. Greed and hunger twist its features. That version of Leto rushes forward, eyes locked on the scroll like a beast about to strike. A wave of killing intent bursts into the air. Chen Bai notices it immediately. His instincts scream a warning. That version of Leto might be planning to snatch the scroll away. His body tenses for a fight, but then the figure disappears in a flash. The tension fades as quickly as it came. Leto is back to smiling. His mood seems light, and he speaks in a kind tone. He praises Chen Bai for achieving what no one else could. Again, he looks proud, maybe even impressed. From his side, Leto takes out the promised reward. It is the scroll he was holding for this moment. The dual-class scroll meant for the one who completed his task. He tosses it toward Chen Bai without hesitation. Chen Bai catches it carefully with both hands. His eyes stay fixed on the scroll, but his mind is elsewhere. A single thought lingers. Just a second ago, Leto was ready to kill for the Abyss scroll. Then suddenly, he gave up and handed over the reward as if nothing had happened. Something about that moment doesn't sit right. Chen Bai wonders what changed in that split second, what exactly was going through the mind of Leto. Leto brings out a document and opens it in front of Chen Bai. It is the investment agreement that was prepared earlier. With a proud look, he points out that everything is now official. He is ready to move forward with his investment in Chen Bai. The agreement clearly states Chen Bai's identity and confirms that the conditions have been fulfilled. The goal, to collect 2 SS-level scrolls, has been completed. As a result, Leto is handing over the dual-class scroll. In return, Chen Bai must, over time, repay this debt with items or resources equal in value to the scroll. The type of repayment is not fixed, only the value matters. Leto smiles confidently and declares that the deal is complete. From now on, the two are bonded by this agreement. They are now long-term partners. Chen Bai glances at the document and quietly reflects on it. There are no limits on when or how the repayment must happen. The contract gives him space and trust. It is clear that Leto sees real worth in him. The flexibility of the deal shows that this is more than just business, it's also a sign of confidence. Then Leto speaks again. A new idea has come to his mind. He suggests that if Chen Bai ever rises high enough to control the abyss, they can bring in the Goblin Merchant Guild. With that, they could start teaching even the mindless demons the value of trade. Leto seems eager to spread his business, even in a place as wild as this. Chen Bai agrees without hesitation, giving a calm nod, but deep down, he sees through it. This was likely Leto's plan from the start. The abyss is massive, with each layer as large as a planet and filled with rare and untapped resources. For a trade guild, the profits here could be enormous. Leto stands to gain much more than he lets on. The two then reach out and shake hands, sealing their deal. One is the investor, the other the recipient. Leto bursts into loud laughter, clearly pleased with how things have turned out. The deal is made, and both sides know that the future holds far more than just this one agreement. Leto then leans forward. His eyes seem full of excitement. He politely asks if Chen Bai could use the scroll now. He wants to witness the transformation with his own eyes. The chance to see such a rare miracle unfold in real time is something even a god of trade finds thrilling. Chen Bai nods without hesitation. He is ready. A notification appears in front of him, showing the full details of the scroll. It is no ordinary item. This scroll is a product of the highest level of goblin craftsmanship, combining their most advanced industry and alchemy. It gives the user the power to hold 2 job classes at the same time. All the skills, stats, and growth from both classes will work together, creating unmatched strength. The scroll is a treasure once kept under heavy protection by Ryud, the goblin god of trade. The scroll requires that the user is at least level 10 and has not gone through any previous class changes. Chen Bai meets both conditions. He grips the scroll tightly, then crushes it in his palm. A powerful sound echoes as the scroll breaks apart, and a new message confirms that his class limit has been raised. He can now take on 2 job classes at once. Right away, a purple aura begins to flow out of his body. The energy thickens and spreads fast. It feels alive, strong, and filled with ancient force. Leto watches closely, unable to look away. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembles. The entire layer of the abyss starts to shake. Waves of mana explode outward from Chen Bai like a storm, and the energy spreads far across the land. Leto quickly reaches for his mask and covers his face. He stares at the growing power and mutters to himself. He senses it clearly. The terrifying combination of plague and abyss powers now gathered inside one person. The surge of power spreading from Chen Bai doesn't stop at just the first layer. It reaches deep into the abyss, traveling far across every corner. From the first floor all the way to the 600th, every lord feels the sudden shift in energy. A strange pressure fills the air, shaking the balance that held for ages. On the 100th floor, the demon lord stares into the dark sky above. His senses sharpen as he picks up on the rare disturbance. The abyss rarely trembles like this. His thoughts circle around one idea, that the human might have reached the end of the abyss. On the 200th floor, the goat lord leans forward on his throne, his eyes filled with frustration. He remembers the strange battle that made him give up without even fighting properly. Rage returns to his face. His hand slams down on the armrest, refusing to accept what now feels like defeat. On the 300th floor, the massive 9-headed snake stirs. Head 6 turns to Head 3 and asks about a bet they made. Head 3 bounces in excitement and proudly confirms their win. Laughter rings through the air. The 400th floor holds Lady Mechantooth. She lies lazily on her bed, her gaze half serious. But now, her lips curl to a smile. That human has made it far. For the first time in a long while, something truly interesting has appeared. Deep within the 500th floor, Lord Aggers is overcome with joy. His eyes light up with hope. He begins to believe that Satan has finally taken over the body of that human. His heart races with pride and devotion. He shouts in triumph and dreams of rising again. In his mind, their rule will spread from the depths of hell to the entire multiverse. Far away, back in the real world, the change is felt too. Back in the villa, the girls of Chen Bai stop what they're doing. Their eyes stay locked on the screen floating before them. A grand announcement appears in glowing letters, catching everyone's attention. The message is clear. Chen Bai has become the first to complete a full class transition. His name is now known across the stars. The cosmic trial moves into a new stage. Regional rankings have now been unlocked. The world is watching, and everything is about to change. And that was it from today's video. I hope that you liked the video, and if you did, hit that like button as the goal for today is 1,500 likes. Comment next part down below to see what happens next. Also, consider subscribing with the notification bell on to get notified as soon as a new video drops onto the channel. You can also join the channel to support me financially and watch videos before public release. I'll meet you in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching.